Imagine this. You're working more than ever. Your income is higher than a few years ago, but every month you feel poorer. This isn't just your feeling. Across Canada, the United States, and even much of Europe, millions of people are experiencing the same things. Rents are rising faster than incomes. This is not only inflation, it's not just housing shortages. A real gap has opened between what people earn and what they must pay to live. Today, with three simple charts, we'll see how big that gap has become and where the pressure is actually worse. In a healthy economy, housing costs usually rise alongside incomes. When wages grow, rents gradually follow. When the economy slows, housing market cool. But in recent years, that balance broke. In major cities across Canada and the US, rents have surged at unusually fast rates, driven by housing shortages, urban demand, and years of underbuildings. So, what actually happened to rents? From 2019 to 2023, rents increased in both countries. In the United States, rents rose about 20.7%, in Canada, about 15%. The difference may not look huge, but if incomes don't grow at the same time, even a few extra percentage points can significantly increase pressure on renters. Housing economists often use a simple rule. If more than 30% of income goes to rent, a household is considered financially stressed. Today, in many cities, renters pay far more than that, and the burden isn't shared equally. Homeowners with fixed mortgages are partially protected, but renters, especially young adults and urban households, carry the greatest strain. Today's younger generation spends the largest share of income on rent seen in decades. And that changes life decisions, delaying home ownership, delaying family formation, lower savings, higher financial stress. Now let's look at the other side. How much did incomes grow? In a stable economy, when living costs rise, wages should follow, but in many places they didn't keep up. From 2019 to 2023, incomes in the United States grew about 17.3%. In Canada, only about 5.5%. So, in Canada, earnings rose much more slowly than housing costs. When incomes grow slower than rent, people can receive raises and still feel poorer. Why? Because essential costs are rising faster than their ability to pay. In economic terms, purchasing power declines. Now, the real gap rent with income. To understand real household pressure, we have to compare rent growth directly with income growth. This is where the full picture appears. In Canada, rents rose about 15%, while incomes grew only 5.5%, a gap close to 10 percentage points. In the US, rents grow about 20.7% and incomes about 70.3%, a gap of roughly 3 points. So, even though rent levels are higher in the US, the real pressure on households is greater in Canada because rent has moved much further ahead of income. This is the moment people start feeling life getting harder, even when their salary increases, because what they must pay every month is rising faster than what they earn. This pattern isn't limited to North America. Across many European countries, housing costs have also risen faster than incomes, creating similar affordability pressure. That's why rent stress today is becoming a global issue. So the rent crisis isn't just about high prices, it's about the structural disconnect between income and housing costs. When people struggle to pay rent, they can't save. And without savings, home ownership moves further away, which leads to a bigger problem, the housing crisis. In the next video, you'll see why housing shortages are worsening and what's driving the future of housing costs.